3:30 in the morning, and I'm wide awake again, staring at the ceiling like it holds the answers to life's great mysteries. My name's Eddie Harlow, and I've got what you might call a sixth sense for nonsense. 20 years in construction will do that to you. Teach you to spot the cracks before the whole foundation gives way. Sloane's beside me, sleeping like an angel. Funny how peaceful cheaters look when they're dreaming. Probably planning their next move, even unconscious. She's been networking a lot lately. Real estate, she says. Always real estate. I pad downstairs in my boxers, thinking I'll grab a beer and maybe catch some late-night television. That's when I see it. Her laptop, sitting open on the kitchen counter like a gift from the universe. Sloane never leaves her laptop open. Never. The screen's still glowing, showing a document titled, Our Future 5-Year Plan. Curiosity wins over common sense, and I lean in to read. What I find makes my stomach drop faster than a poorly secured scaffold. Phase 1. Secure Eddie's trust completely. Play the loving wife. Phase 2. Accidental pregnancy announcement. Move Derek in as roommate to help with expenses. Phase 3. Divorce proceedings. Claim emotional distress. Demand alimony. Phase 4. Milk Eddie dry while building new life with Derek. Derek. The mortgage broker with the leased Tesla and the ego bigger than his monthly payments. I read it twice, making sure I'm not hallucinating. Nope, it's all there in black and white. My loving wife of 8 years has been planning to destroy me with the precision of a demolition crew. The smart move would be to confront her right now, wake her up, and demand answers. But Eddie Harlow didn't become a successful construction foreman by making impulsive decisions. I've built my career on careful planning, and this situation calls for the same approach. I forward the document to my lawyer's email, then to my personal account. I take photos with my phone for good measure. Then I close the laptop and erase any trace of my digital footprints, just like my tech-savvy nephew taught me. Footsteps on the stairs. Sloane's coming down, probably wondering where her devoted husband wandered off to. Eddie? What are you doing down here? I turn around, beer in hand, wearing my best sleepy expression. Couldn't sleep. Thought I'd grab a drink and let you rest. She glances at her laptop, and I catch the flash of panic in her eyes before she covers it with a yawn. Anything interesting on your laptop, honey? I ask, taking a swig of beer. Just work stuff. Boring real estate documents. I bet, I say, and she has no idea how much truth lives in those 2 words. The next few days pass in a strange sort of dance. Sloane acts normal, well, her version of normal, which involves a lot of mysterious phone calls and sudden client meetings. I act normal too, which means going to work, coming home, and pretending I don't notice the new lingerie receipts in her purse or the way she guards her phone like it contains state secrets. Big Mike, my site foreman, notices something's off. We're reviewing blueprints for the Henderson project when he stops mid-sentence. Boss, you look like someone stole your favorite hammer. Everything okay at home? Just peachy, Mike. You know how it is. Midlife crises and mortgage brokers. Mike laughs, not knowing how close to the truth I've landed. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. That evening, I stopped by the Sandbar, our local dive where the beer's cold and the gossip's hot. Gloria, the bartender, has worked here for 15 years and knows everyone's business before they do. Eddie Harlow, she says, sliding a beer across the scarred wooden bar. Haven't seen you in a while. How's that pretty wife of yours? Busy with work, always networking, you know how real estate agents are. Gloria's expression shifts slightly. In a town this size, everyone knows everyone, and Gloria's radar for relationship trouble is finely tuned. Speaking of networking, she says, wiping down a glass, saw Sloane having coffee with Derek Faust last week. Looked pretty cozy for a business meeting. There it is, confirmation from an outside source. Derek's a mortgage broker, I say carefully. Makes sense they'd work together. Sure does, Gloria agrees, but her tone suggests she's not buying it any more than I am. I finish my beer and head home, mind racing. When I walk in, Sloane's in the shower. Perfect timing. Her phone sits on the nightstand, and for once, she forgot to take it with her. The shower's still running when I pick it up. No passcode. She trusts me completely. The irony would be funny if it weren't so pathetic. The text messages tell the whole story. Derek's contact name in her phone is Future, which shows a real lack of imagination. Their conversation from this afternoon makes my hands shake. Derek: can't wait to have you all to myself. Sloane: soon, baby. Eddie's so clueless, it's almost sad. Derek: when are you going to tell him about the pregnancy? Sloane: next week. I bought the fake test yesterday. There's more. Much more. Photos I won't describe, plans I won't repeat, and a level of betrayal that would impress Judas himself. I forward everything to my lawyer, then delete the sent messages from her phone. Technology's a beautiful thing when you know how to use it. The shower stops running. I place her phone exactly where I found it and pretend to be reading a construction magazine when she emerges. Good day at work? She asks, toweling off her hair. The usual. Foundation work on the Henderson place. How about you? Any interesting clients? Just the regular stuff. Nothing exciting. She's gotten better at lying. I'll give her that. 3 days later, I'm installing a GPS tracker under Sloane's car seat. Nothing illegal about keeping tabs on your own vehicle. I'm still making the payments after all. The device is smaller than a matchbox and virtually undetectable. My phone buzzes with a text from Sloane. Working late tonight. Don't wait up. Perfect. I text back. No problem. Love you. The tracker shows her car moving downtown, then stopping at the Riverside Motel, the kind of place that rents rooms by the hour and doesn't ask questions. I drive over and park across the street, camera ready. 20 minutes later, they emerge from room 237. Sloane's hair is messed up, Derek's shirt is wrinkled, and they're both grinning like teenagers who just got away with something. I snap photos until my memory card's full. But I'm not done yet. After they drive away in separate cars, I walk over to Derek's Tesla in the parking lot. The car's unlocked. Apparently, adultery makes people careless about security. I pop the hood and locate the air intake for the ventilation system. The bag of shrimp I bought at the grocery store fits perfectly. In this heat, it'll take about 2 days for the smell to become unbearable. By then, the odor will be so embedded in the car's systems that no amount of cleaning will remove it completely. I also leave a note under his windshield wiper. Your deal's about to close. Hope you brought your big boy pants. When I get home, Sloane's already there, looking freshly showered and innocent. How was work? I ask. Exhausting. I had to show the Morrison property 3 times today. Difficult clients. That's rough. You should get some rest. She kisses my cheek, and I smell Derek's cologne mixed with her perfume. The combination makes me nauseous. You're so understanding, Eddie. I'm lucky to have you. Yes, I say quietly. You are. The neighborhood block party happens every summer, and this year it's being held in Riverside Park, right in the center of town. Everyone will be there. Neighbors, co-workers, local business owners. It's the perfect stage for what I have planned. I arrive early to help set up tables and chairs, playing the role of devoted community member. My phone contains a special surprise, all of Sloane's text messages with Derek, plus her 5-year plan document, ready to be shared via airdrop with every device in range. Sloane shows up, fashionably late, wearing a sundress that probably cost more than most people make in a week. Derek arrives separately, but immediately gravitates toward her like a moth to a flame. They think they're being subtle, but their body language screams guilty. Mrs. Finley, our 70-year-old neighbor who knows everyone's business, sidles up to me. That's quite a dress your wife's wearing, Eddie. Must have cost a pretty penny. Sloane likes nice things, I reply. watching Derek whisper something in my wife's ear that makes her giggle. "I'm sure she does," Mrs. Finley says with the tone of someone who's figured out more than she's letting on. The crowd's gathered around the picnic tables when I make my move. I pull out my phone and select airdrop to everyone. Within seconds, phones all around the park are buzzing with notifications. The reaction is immediate and spectacular. Gasps, whispers, and shocked laughter ripple through the crowd as people read Sloane's detailed plans for my destruction and her romantic messages with Derek. Mr. Callahan, Sloane's boss at the real estate agency, stares at his phone screen with the expression of a man watching his business reputation crumble in real time. Sloane realizes what's happening when she sees the looks she's getting. Her face goes white, then red, then white again. "Eddie, what did you do?" "Nothing you didn't do first, sweetheart." She raises her hand to slap me, but I catch her wrist gently but firmly. "You always did love drama," I say loud enough for everyone to hear. "But this is one performance you can't control." Derek tries to slink away, but Big Mike and two other guys from my crew block his path. He's trapped in a circle of hostile faces, all of whom have read his messages about taking Eddie for everything he's worth. "Going somewhere, Derek?" I call out. "The party's just getting started." The next morning, I'm having coffee and reading the local newspaper when my phone rings. It's Tasha, Sloane's friend and office gossip. "Eddie, I think you should know. There are rumors going around about Sloane." "What kind of rumors?" "People are saying she's been skimming money from client accounts to fund her activities." I almost smile. I didn't start that rumor, but I'm not surprised it's spreading. In small towns, scandal grows like weeds after rain. "That's terrible, Tasha. I hope it's not true." "Me too, but Eddie, there's something else, about the pregnancy." "What pregnancy?" "The one she's been hinting about." Mrs. Finley says she saw Sloane throw away a pregnancy test box, but it was the kind you can buy at the joke shop downtown. Now I do smile. Mrs. Finley has been busy. That evening, I'm at the Sand Bar when Sloane bursts through the door like an avenging angel. Her hair's disheveled, her makeup's smeared, and she's clearly been crying. "There he is!" she shouts, pointing at me. "The man who's been stalking me, threatening me, trying to destroy my life." The bar goes quiet. Gloria stops wiping glasses. Even the jukebox seems to pause between songs. "That's a serious accusation, Sloane," I say calmly. "You got any proof?" "I don't need proof. Everyone knows what kind of man you really are." "Funny thing about proof," I say, pulling out my phone. "I've got plenty." I connect to the bar's Bluetooth speaker system. Gloria gave me the password last week when I helped fix her sound system. Suddenly, the entire bar is treated to a crystal-clear recording of Derek's voice. "She's got it all planned out, man. Fake pregnancy, divorce, alimony. We're going to bleed him dry and live like kings." Then Sloane's voice. "Eddie's so stupid, he'll never see it coming. By the time we're done with him, he'll be lucky to afford a studio apartment." The bar erupts. Someone throws a handful of peanuts at Sloane. Someone else starts booing. Gloria looks at my wife with pure disgust. "Get out," Gloria says. "Both of you, and don't come back." Derek, who followed Sloane in, tries to make excuses, but Big Mike stands up from his corner booth. All 6'4", 250 pounds of him. "You heard the lady. Time to go." They flee like rats from a sinking ship, followed by catcalls and laughter. 2 days later, I'm working late at the Henderson construction site when Derek shows up. He's drunk, desperate, and stupid. A dangerous combination. "This is all your fault," he slurs, swaying near the foundation pit. "We had everything planned out." "Planning's important," I agree, not looking up from my blueprints. "But so is execution. You two were amateurs." "I'm not letting you destroy my life." He lunges at me, but 20 years of construction work keeps a man in shape. I sidestep easily, and he stumbles into a pile of lumber. "Here's the thing, Derek," I say, picking up a nail gun from my toolbox. I build things for a living. Strong things. Things that last. I fire a nail into a 2x4, then another, each one landing inches from where Derek's cowering. But I also know how to tear things down when they're built on a bad foundation. Derek's sobering up fast now. What do you want? I want you to disappear, permanently. Find another town, another life, another married woman to con. But if I ever see you near my house, my wife, or my neighborhood again, I fire another nail, this one close enough to part his hair. The next construction project I work on might need a deeper foundation than usual. He runs, leaving behind his dignity and a puddle of what I hope is spilled beer. The next morning, I wake up to find Sloane's closet empty and a note on the kitchen table. I never loved you anyway. Mrs. Finley's already at her window when I step onto the front porch with my coffee. She waves, and I wave back. By noon, the whole neighborhood will know Sloane's gone. By evening, they'll know why. My phone buzzes with a text from my lawyer. Divorce papers filed. Given the evidence, this should be straightforward. She won't get a penny. I delete the message and finish my coffee. The sun's shining, the birds are singing, and for the first time in months, I feel like I can breathe freely. Down the street, Derek's Tesla sits in his driveway with all the windows down, probably trying to air out the smell of rotting shrimp. A for sale sign is taped to the windshield. I raise my coffee mug in a mock toast to the morning air. Guess the open house is over.